Great seeing Jeff Molina back in action. He's going to be fighting at UFC Fight Night on October 23rd. Jeff, how's it going, man?
James Lynch, what's up, brother? How you doing?
Doing awesome. When did you find out about the fight? It seemed like you got a decent amount of notice, or at the very least, a full camp, right?
Yeah. I had I think about 12 weeks notice, which is awesome. You know, I'll take it. So known about the fight for a little bit, and it's been a long camp, and I'm ready to rock.
Yeah, it is a little bit of a long time in between fights. Did you want this much time off, or were you trying to get in there a little bit sooner?
Not necessarily. It was a little more than I wanted, but I'm healthy now, which is what's important. Had a couple nagging injuries, but I'm healthy now, and I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, ready to rock and roll, as they say. Let's talk about your opponent here. 11-1 record. What do you know about him? How do you feel like you match up against him here?
Daniel Lacerda, I think is his last name.
Yeah.
I
let you say his last name because I wasn't sure how to pronounce it, so I figured I'll let you take the blame if it's wrong. So there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, he's good everywhere, man. Good record. Just not really great in any aspect, just good everywhere. And I think I'm a better martial artist in every aspect of the sport. He's tough. He's aggressive. He comes out swinging. I love the matchup, man. Coaches love the matchup. Manager loves the matchup. I'm excited for it.
Did you know much about him before taking this fight?
I didn't. No, I didn't, man. Got a call, was told that this guy just got signed and the fight was offered. I think he fought. I got offered it on a Sunday. He had fought the day before on a Saturday.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So he got signed right off a win. And yeah, I was like, I don't know who he is, but sure, if you like it, I like it, is what I told my coach, James Krause, and it was signed.
Yeah, and one of the things I like about you, man, you're a fight fan. You watch all the fights and everything. Do you watch tape on your opponents, or do you let Krause handle that? James Krause, that is.
Yeah, both. I watch a ton of film, man. I don't get super into it with my opponents. I don't like replay their fights every day. I'll watch it probably a handful of times. I'll probably watch it again here in the next week. Watch some of his past fights, but I don't get super religious with it. I let my coaches handle that. But I do for sure watch film.
One of your training partners I talked to recently, Tim Elliott, just raves about you, man. Like how cool is that you get to train with a guy who's got so many fights, he's fought for a title, and also thinks very highly of you. I mean, that must bring the confidence level up a lot.
Man, it is so cool to hear that. Like I'm out here in Vegas right now for Tim's fight week, and the fact that he thinks I can play any role in any fashion to help him here on his fight week is really cool for me. He's somebody that I looked up to coming up in the sport. Like when I started 14, 15 years old, like Tim Elliott was the guy I was looking up to. He was somebody that I knew we were going to be fighting in the same weight class. I knew I was a smaller guy and I'd be a flyweight. And I kind of modeled my style from Tim, as far as being entertaining, always looking for the finish, always looking to be violent, and no matter what position you're in, if you're getting taken down, you're throwing elbows off your back and you're trying to put Xbox logos on your opponent's forehead, and you're looking to as you're getting up, you're elbowing and you're being violent from any position in a fight. And that's something I got from Tim and watching him. And he was a Kansas City guy. I'm a Kansas City guy. So even though I didn't know Tim when I first started in the sport, I wanted to be like Tim. I was like, dude, Tim is a madman. And I remember one of the first live events I ever went to was a Titan FC event. I think Tim had just been cut from the UFC.
Mm-hmm.
Could be mistaken.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. No, I remember because people forget Titan FC used to do all their shows in Missouri back in the day, and you'd see a lot of the Glory fighters on there on the card. So you're 100% right there.
Yeah. I remember it being before my MMA debut. I was like still underage, so I couldn't do MMA yet. But I remember being there at that event live, and it was one of the most entertaining, probably the most entertaining fight I've ever seen live or in person. It was Tim Elliott fighting this Brazilian
Nobre,
guy.
Pedro Nobre, I think.
Belt. Yeah, I think it was Pedro Nobre. And man, he put on a show, like just super entertaining, throwing all kinds of spinning shit and just being vintage Tim Elliott. And yeah, so to hear Tim even like mention my name, or for him to ask me to come out with him on fight week to help him in preparation is really fucking cool.
Who else are you getting to work with over there at Glory as far as bodies in the gym, main training partners, things like that?
Man, we have a ton of killers. People you haven't heard of yet, people that will be in the UFC, people that hopefully we'll get short notice on Contender Series or short notice calls. We got Tim Elliott, of course. We got Alan Olivas, who just fought this past week and picked up a pretty big win. James Gallagher's doing his camp with us. It's been real cool having him in the gym. Isaac Dolgarian, Cameron Cash, a bunch of guys, man, a bunch of smaller guys that have been a real good look for me. I'm bringing out this guy. His name is Mohammed Zwolak. He's 1-1 as a pro. He's really good, man. He's really talented. He's a southpaw like my opponent. He'll be out with me here on fight week, and yeah, just excited to show off the improvements.
Stuff. Weight cut. I know we got a bit of time here, but that's going according to plan. I guess you're in Vegas, so you're probably going through all that with Tim right now, anyways.
Yeah. On track, man. We're good to go. I'm working with Tyler Minton.
Oh, the best.
He's the best.
And just such a nice guy too, right? Like Tyler's one of the nicest guys ever. So.
Yeah. He's awesome, man. So I'm on track, and I'll be on weight come 2 Fridays from now.
I know it's coming up here quickly. Your corner, I imagine Kraus will be in there. Who else will be in the cage with you that night?
Yeah. Krames Joust is the head honcho. He's running the lead in the corner, and then I got my teammate Julian Marquez.
Oh, awesome!
Who actually fights the week before I do, so I'll be cornering him for his fight week next week, and he'll be cornering me. And then I got my third corner will be Mohammed Zwolak, just a training partner, a good body, southpaw, and a talented.
That's awesome. Kid. I love hearing about the up and comers. So thank you for letting me know, because I always keep my I always hear names and stuff. So it's good to kind of keep tabs on the up and comers. It's so important for the sport. How do you envision the fight playing out on October 23rd?
Man, I mentioned earlier, I really like the matchup. This dude's super aggressive. He comes out swinging, and he's almost careless in his aggressiveness. Like in his last fight, he would take dude down and would want to hit the guy so bad that he would get 180. He'd end up getting reversed just from like posturing up so high and trying to hurt the guy. And I do really well against aggressive people. Like my Contender Series fight was a short little stocky dude throwing big hooks, big overhands at me. My last fight was a guy that was seemed like he was like 5'12", throwing big hooks, big overhands at me. So at least this guy's my size, will be doing the same. But yeah, just he's super aggressive, and he comes forward. I'm pretty aggressive. I come forward. I don't see this fight going to the distance at all, man. I don't think it gets past the first, and if it does, it definitely doesn't get past the second. I said earlier, I'm a better martial artist in every aspect, I believe, and I'm going to go out there and prove that come October 23rd. I think if we were to strike, if we were just to do a kickboxing match, I'd knock him out. I think if we were to do jiu-jitsu, I'd submit him, and I think if we were to wrestle, I'd tech fall him. He's good. He's good everywhere. He's just man. I feel like I've really come into my own this last year, really, and I've yet to piece it all together in there. And I feel like this is the breakout performance, and I'm just really excited to go out there and put on that type of performance.
Someone I know that trains with you and is got some big news that happened a little while back, but Laura Sanko getting that commentary gig on Contender Series. How cool is that for you as a teammate to see her get a well-deserved opportunity like that?
Dude, that is so cool, man. She works so hard, and she loves the sport. She's obsessed with it. And as a fellow fighter and friend who loves the sport as much as she does, it's really cool to see. She busts her ass, man. She studies the sport. She asks questions when she's in the gym. She doesn't get to train every day, and obviously it's a good thing she probably doesn't train every day, because it's how you get hurt, and she's got to look good for the camera. And but man, she's in the gym and she's watching it, and she gets better and she studies the sport, and it's really cool to see her get her just due. Like her first week on Contender Series as a commentator, she was doing every role, and that just shows how much she's willing to put in, and I know some of it was last minute, and it's just really cool to see it paying off. It's kind of like watching a teammate put in a full fight camp, battle through adversity, through injuries and stuff that we all deal with, put in the sacrifices, and then it pay off. It's so cool to see, man, and I'm really happy for her. And I hope one day she gets to commentate one of my fights. That'd be sweet.
You always make time for interviews, Jeff. Really appreciate it, man, especially out in Vegas. I know it's a busy week with Tim's fight coming up here on Saturday. Anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media? I'll give you the last word.
Man, yeah, thank you for having me. Just everybody at Glory MMA, my coaches, James Krause, Jason High, Grant Dawson, who's actually fighting the same night I am, which is pretty cool, man. Grant's someone I look up to. He's a coach. He coaches me as well. He's a teammate, a friend. So it'd be really cool to have him and some of the boys that he's bringing out here all together for fight week. Austin Ford. And then sponsors, Major Pack's been sponsoring me. They're a cannabis company out here in Kansas City, Missouri. I said out here, but I'm in Vegas, but out in Kansas City. They've really taken care of me this past camp. And that's it, man. Thank you again for having me. It's always fun talking to you, James.